When it comes to the National Basketball Association, most fans take the wildly successful business at face value, but there is a group of people that can't help but to be suspicious at times. I used to be one of those fans that thought nothing of the product that they were shoving in our face. But then, I suddenly had an awakening, a moment of, wait a second, things might not be what they appear. Okay, I'm not trying to sound crazy, but basically what I'm trying to say is, if you dig deep enough, you will discover some evidence that the NBA might be hiding some secrets. So in this video, let's attempt to uncover the truth. In this league, when something occurs, sometimes the timing of the event can tell you a lot. Like when MJ finally decided to go ahead and begin production on the Last Dance documentary. We knew we were in for a treat, but the fact that he came out and gave the okay to get it done literally on the same exact day that LeBron and the Cavaliers had their 2016 championship parade was almost too much of a coincidence. And now, most recently, the fact that the Michael Jordan to the Max documentary made a return to theaters on the same day that we all thought that LeBron would win his fourth ring, Game 5, is also interesting timing. LeBron essentially moving up one more level in the GOAT conversation motivated Jordan to one-up him. But enough of that, let's take a look at some other moments that caused many to question what's really going on. Some of you probably know about the time when, back in 2011, Blake Griffin had already been named as the slam dunk contest winner way in advance before the event even took place. That was pretty weird, and was a mistake that the NBA quickly tried to erase before anybody could notice. But here's another epic fail by the league that you might not have known about. In 2016, the Warriors took on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals and went the distance, needing all 7 games to finally decide a winner. When Game 7 was given a date for when it was to be played, the NBA let us know on their social media page, but it looks like they let us know a little too much. You see, not only did they share with us when Game 7 between Golden State and OKC was gonna happen, they also revealed another upcoming event, Game 1 of the NBA Finals between Golden State and the Cleveland Cavaliers. That was nice of them to do that, but the only problem was Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals didn't even happen yet. So why did the NBA assume that the Warriors had already won? Interesting, right? This controversy was viewed as confirmation that the league has to be fixed. I mean, the 73-win Warriors in the finals against LeBron was their dream scenario after all. It was almost like the NBA was asking for it, trying to stir up some drama. Or maybe they were just insulting our intelligence, believing that we wouldn't even spot it. Now hold on, we got some more incidences that told us the results prematurely. Remember when Luke Walton, then coach of the LA Lakers, was doing an interview in 2017 about a week or so before the NBA draft lottery, and it was clear that he wasn't really concerned about the Lakers' chances in that lottery?
It's definitely a team effort, which I love being a part of. Magic's already assured me that we're going to get our top 3 pick this year, so I'm excited about that.
As you just heard, Magic Johnson was pretty confident that LA would be getting a top 3 pick in the draft. Strange because the lottery wasn't even until a couple weeks later. It was known to everyone that if the Lakers pick landed out of the top 3, then it would actually go to Philly instead. So maybe Walton was stressing out about that possibility, so Johnson worked his magic by making sure that they would receive a top 3 spot in that draft. Then shared that information with Luke Walton to make him feel better by reassuring where they stand. They should have known that this would spark a conversation among conspiracy theorists, and what do you know, a couple weeks later, Walton was right.
The 3rd pick in this year's draft goes to the Philadelphia 76ers. The 2nd pick will be made by the Los Angeles Lakers. And that means that the number 1 pick in the
I know LeVar Ball predicted that some way or another, his son Lonzo would become a Laker, but it looks like some deception had to go down to make it happen. Next, we have a situation where one particular picture said 1,000 words. In 2012, everybody knew that Anthony Davis was a shoo-in as the #1 pick in the NBA draft. Obviously, teams would like the #1 pick in any draft, but this specific year was special because it was clear that AD had super duper star written all over him. Everything was going accordingly leading up to the draft lottery until a picture surfaced on the internet that caused a lot of commotion. Davis wearing a Hornets hat, and allegedly that pick was taken 2 weeks before the lottery. So was it just a coincidence that AD randomly decided to wear that hat weeks before he would be drafted by them? Well, many other organizations within the league certainly didn't think so. They believed that something fishy was going on, because it was known that the NBA itself actually owned that New Orleans franchise, so landing Anthony Davis there would obviously take them to another level. You see, this is why so many fans practically begged the NBA to please televise the actual draft lottery process, instead of secretly doing it in a back room somewhere. They should know by now that doesn't sit well with their fans. And would you look at that, everything worked out exactly how they wanted it. AD did try to explain on the Dan Patrick show that technically he was wearing an old school Charlotte hat in that picture, but come on, that explanation wasn't good enough to put the theories to sleep. And this is just another reason to believe that maybe the NBA is rigged. Okay, maybe not 100%, but examples like this certainly doesn't help at all. Moving on to one that is perhaps the most embarrassing slip-up we've ever seen. We all know about the most infamous draft lottery involving David Stern behaving in a suspicious manner on the night of the 1985 lottery. But what Dikembe Mutombo did on the day of the 2016 draft lottery definitely takes the cake. The Philadelphia 76ers did have the best odds to win that lottery going into it, but we still had to tune in because we knew anything could happen. But with Mutombo sending out this early tweet, hours before the show even got started, it spoiled all the fun for everyone. Quote, "Congrats to the Sixers on grabbing the #1 spot in the NBA draft." Now sure, the actual ping pong process does take place several hours before the televised event, but it still raised many eyebrows of NBA fans. He did quickly apologize for the mistake he made, but you would think he would know better. When it was all said and done, Dikembe was right. Philly got the #1 pick, but let this be an example of when literally celebrating too soon goes terribly wrong. So some of you might be surprised to hear this, but believe it or not, there is a collection of people out there who strongly believe in the theory that there is actually magnets inside the NBA basketballs that they use, as well as magnets inside the rims also. There's literally a community on YouTube surrounding this possibility. I mean, if you think about it, why rely on the referees to get involved manipulating the game when you could just have a certain technology to do the work for you? You know, have the magnets attract the ball when you want it to go in, and then repel the ball when you want it to stay out. And I could even provide some evidence that the NBA might be hiding something, but at the same time, placing the truth directly in plain sight. First, listen to what Kanye says in this 2009 commercial.
That is amazing!
In my opinion, those lyrics basically said, your eyes have been seeing it this whole time. But this commercial, back in 2007-ish I believe, is even more up in your face, blatantly telling you what's really going on.
Or is it magnets? Tiny magnets placed on the ball, ensuring a strong attraction to the metal rim.
The whole time, David Blaine was pretty much taunting all of us, and it's quite possible that the NBA used him in this commercial because they knew people like you wouldn't really think much of it, due to the fact that he is a magician, so why would you take it seriously? Maybe this magnet suspicion can finally explain all of the three-pointers that the Rockets missed a couple years ago. They wanted the Warriors to advance to the finals. Also, maybe this is why you are not allowed to keep a ball that goes into the stands. You must give it back immediately. So the question is, what exactly are they hiding? Alright guys, I hope you had a good time diving into these conspiracies with me. Let me know if this video changed the way you see things, but as we all know, even the hardest of evidence will not convince everybody. Make sure to comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.